Good evening and welcome to the Croatian Sports Centre for this blockbuster between the best in the business. It's first v second under the Friday night lights in what will dictate the destiny of the Premiership. There was an NPL Queensland classic between these two in round 9, as tonight promises plenty. Ahead of tonight, both sides boast 5 wins from 5 in the league, as 10 points is the separation at the top of the tree. Gold Coast Knights come into this fit and fresh, whilst Moreton City Excelsior come with confidence following their midweek magic. It is showtime, live, free and exclusive on FQTV. Here's how either side will line up for tonight. Starting with Gold Coast Knights, it's Josh Langdon, who is joined by Austin Ludwig, Oscar Dillon, Shelford Deas and Jaden Walker to make up the back 5. Jordan Much is promoted to the starting 11 and will join Reardon, Lassam and Martin in the midfield. Fernando Nash maintains his starting spot up top. And as for the visitors tonight, 7 of the 11 starters midweek back up to begin round 20. Declan Smith will lead in the centre half position. Lockie Sayers returns to the matchday squad as Marquez Walters and Ben Holiday will pose the problems for Gold Coast Knights. Our match officials this evening include our 4th official Ryan Ball, Harley Carey and Jason Gardner are our 2 assistants, and Tom Fell is the man in the middle. And current conditions for tonight: clear skies, roughly sitting at 11 degrees, feels like 8 here in Carrara on the GC. An important night for the Premiership. Gold Coast Knights in their red home strip, Moreton City Excelsior rocking the black. As we're just about all set and ready to go. The next 90 minutes are pivotal to the Premiership puzzle. Will the Premiers keep their crown, or do Moreton City Excelsior keep the title race alive? We're about to find out as we have a false start to begin. Tom Fell not happy with how it all eventuated. Take 2, and we're good to go. So Emran Donnelly-Fagan with first use of the ball, and it's immediately turned over to Gold Coast Knights. Taisei Kanenko keeps it in play. Anderson trying to pick up some meters down the sideline as Walker is tripped up. And possession earned back for Moreton City Excelsior, and immediately Gold Coast Knights applying all the pressure. It's Much, Martin, Deas couldn't pick up a teammate. And now Josh Hong looking to fire it forwards. And Gold Coast Knights will eventually settle. What a start that was. They were flooding forward and they just couldn't manufacture a shot. Gold Coast Knights, much to the relief of Moreton City Excelsior, who come into this match 3 wins on the trot in all competitions. Of course, last week, the midweek match against Campbelltown City, the big one at Walter Park, it was 5-1 in the end. very happy Moreton City Excelsior as they progress through to the next stage of the Australia Cup. Gold Coast Knights had to watch on, unfortunately, as they were knocked out of the running back in the 5th round of the Kappa Queensland Cup. That was against Sunshine Coast Wanderers. And it went to penalties after it was locked up at 1-1 at the completion of the 90. Sunshine Coast Wanderers won out 4-2 from the spot. There's Reardon. Spots Deus. That's a good delivery. And a chance goes begging. Tyson Martin winds up. And it will flash past the post. Plenty of encouragement around the Croatian Sports Centre. As Taisei Kanenko made contact, he just couldn't direct it on goal. And then it was Tyson Martin who straight it wide. He's got 4 goals so far this season in the National Premier League's Queensland. Tyson Martin is holiday now. Resumes running for Moreton City. Trying to pick up some space. And he got by Shelford Deus, just a lack of black jerseys in that penalty area. And the first free kick of the night going the way of Gold Coast Knights. Quite an interesting prospect. Moreton City Excelsior yet to lose away from home this season. And Gold Coast Knights are yet to lose at home. It's 6 wins and 2 draws from Moreton City Excelsior away from Walter Park, and it's 9 wins for Gold Coast Knights. And they'll certainly be hoping for a win or a draw, as that will secure the premiership for the hosts. If it is a Moreton City Excelsior win, then the premiership race continues for another week, as Declan Smith fouled, trying to dribble it out from his own end. He's one of the 7 backing up tonight from the midweek match in the Australia Cup. Declan Smith.
Hey fellas. Hey, if you're on there, can you be like super still?
As for Gold Coast Knights' last fixture, well, it was in a catch-up match against the Brisbane Roar Youth at Perry Park, a 1-0 win last Saturday afternoon. And Brad Inman scored the 86-minute winner to secure the 3 points. As Holiday with a tamed effort, that won't trouble Josh Langdon. And Brad Inman started on the bench last weekend, starts on the bench again tonight. He has 5 goals so far in the league, and perhaps last weekend's goal, the most important for Gold Coast Knights to pinch the 3 points from Perry Park. And that's Taisei Kaneko, and Josh Hong with a vital intervention. Talk about important 3 points. Well, no more important than the round 9 fixture between these two back on the 31st of April. 10 points separates these two on the National Premier League's Queensland ladder, but those 3 points went a long way to providing Gold Coast Knights the advantage at Walter Park. It was Moreton City Excelsior 2, Gold Coast Knights 3. Marquez Walters opened the scoring before Brad Inman pegged back Moreton City Excelsior's lead. And then it was 2-2 for a long period after a Kierpal strike and an Oscar Dillon header before Brad Inman stepped up from the set piece. It was a corner which found its way into the back of the net in the 90th plus minute for victory. It was the 2023 Grand Final rematch, and what a rematch it was. There were 5 yellow cards handed out, plus 1 red card. Declan Smith sent off in the 90th minute after that winner was scored. And if we get anything like that tonight, well, we are in for one special show as Martin finds Kanenko. Reardon. Back to Taisei, Kanenko. And it's a well-weighted delivery. Reece Gwynn Jones rises. And Gold Coast Knights earn themselves the first corner of the match. Tyson Martin got a head on it. Declan Smith with his attempt to clear. And this Croatian Sports Centre fortress is a real thing. Their last loss, Gold Coast Knights, here at home was in round 17 of last season on the 16th of July against Brisbane City. It was a 1-0 defeat that afternoon. But since that loss, they've won 12 and drawn 2 from 14 matches, keeping 5 clean sheets in that run. They've scored 37 goals, and the visitors have only managed 10. As the home crowd has turned out tonight to cheer on this side in red and white as they push for their first trophy of 2024. Of course, they are out of the Kappa Pro Series and the Kappa Queensland Cup, as the Kappa Pro Series ran its course last weekend. They were knocked out in the semi-final of that competition against Lions, who were the eventual winners. And that was one of 3 losses this year. Their first loss coming in round 3 against Peninsula Power. That was 1-0 in favour of Power at AJ Kelly Park. Kane Gibbs providing the winner in what was a major upset. So that was, it's only been 3 games they've lost so far, which shows their dominance, Gold Coast Knights, and no doubt disappointed they aren't pushing for more. However, this premiership is very likely, and the final series isn't too far away. Struggling to keep the ball at the moment. Moreton City Excelsior. As Tom Feld got in the way of the Tyson Martin pass. It's important to note, Moreton City Excelsior do have 1 game in hand. They've only played 18 so far this season, while Gold Coast Knights have completed 19 matches. And it will be Tuesday the 13th of August where they make up for that mismatch against Gold Coast United, which was scheduled for round 5. As Ludwig goes to ground, and Damon Anderson just getting that one a little wrong. That will be our first card of proceedings. Fonfell wasting no time to keep this match within its parameters, issuing the yellow card. It opens the door for Gold Coast Knights as Martin tries to flick it on. It's now Deus rolling it back for Philip Lassen. Some very important outs for both sides tonight. Sam Klein suspended after receiving 2 yellows, which consequentially earned him the red card last weekend, and he misses tonight. So too, Joel Russell will not feature here at the Croatian Sports Centre. Scored 10 goals in his last 7 National Premier League's Queensland games, Joel Russell, and equals second in the Golden Boot race. Currently sitting on 15 goals this season. And of course, the 2 leaders are Marquez Walters and Luke Francis, both on 18. And as for Moreton City Excelsior, well, it's no Zach Kierpal. He's also equal second in the Golden Boot race with 15 himself, and he scored a brace. He scored in the midweek win v Campbelltown City in the Australia Cup. So quality players missing an important match tonight. Opens the door for Fernando Nash. Start up top for Gold Coast Knights, and now this game struggling to find a bit of rhythm as a few fouls flying in. Sayers. Murai. Tatsu Kojima wearing the number 14 for Moreton City Excelsior tonight, who started the year with Gold Coast Knights. However, made the switch mid-season. And here we go again. This time it's Langdon and Walters on the ground. Here it is on the replay. Walters making contact with Josh Langdon. And there's quite a bit of feeling in this one to start. You certainly expect both squads to play on the edge. Marquez Walters going into the book. It's his second yellow card in the league this season, Marquez Walters. Perhaps just letting Josh Langdon know that he'll be on his case all night tonight. It's great awareness from Declan Smith to find Sayers. Now it's Tatsu Kojima. As I mentioned, former Gold Coast Knights member as recent as the start of this year. He signed from Precocious Kyoto at the beginning of 2024, did Kitatsu Kojima. Now it's Josh Hong taking on Fernando Nash and getting by Tyson Martin. There'll be another foul. Tyson Martin this time banging the ground. Josh Hong pleading his innocence. And treatment will be called for Tyson Martin. Again, we just have another pause in play. The round 9 fixture was a bit different at Walter Park. There were chances created to begin. But at the moment, it's been a bit of a cagey affair with a few bumps in the road. And Tyson Martin just receiving treatment on that left ankle. Seems as though Tom Fell and crew certainly have their work cut out for them tonight. Fagan. So quite a number of touches to start. Certainly getting involved from the outset. One of the more experienced campaigners from Moreton City Excelsior. 5th season at Walter Park. Emran Donnelly Fagan. Now it's Reese Quinn Jones. Martin. Fernando Nash. Fernando Nash gets the better of Nathan Foster. And Gold Coast Knights have the breakthrough. Nathan Foster had no answers as he was left clutching thin air. And Fernando Nash, after scoring his first goal last against Brisbane City in round 19, has his second tonight. Well, the roles are reversed from last time they met. Moreton City Excelsior beat Gold Coast Knights to the punch, and this time it's the hosts through Fernando Nash who have the lead. Says Reese Quinn Jones. Backpedaling. Well, backpedaling momentarily, Moreton City Excelsior. Eventually they find one way forward, but that route ends up at the feet of Jaden Walker. Martin shovels it on to Shelford Deus. Good to see Tyson Martin moving freely again. After some concern on his left ankle. Now Ludwig opens it up to Aaron Reardon. And the two in tandem as they utilised possession Gold Coast Knights. It's about 8 consecutive passes between the two. Make that 9 or so. There's a pinpoint exit from Gold Coast Knights. Now it's Jordan Much. Walker has support. Can't quite find Aaron Reardon making the looping run. And Ben Holiday had nowhere to go. One of the fallen players, Ben Holiday. Unfortunately, injury caused him to miss the round of 32 fixture last season in the Australia Cup and the finals for what was then known as Moreton Bay United. He was a vital member all season. Unfortunately, wasn't able to see out the end of 2023. But certainly one of Moreton City Excelsior's more important players. As there he is again on the ball. Now it's Sayers. Donnelly Fagan has time to assess his options. Kojima spots a gap that he wishes to enter. And now Gold Coast Knights are out once more. Tyson Martin has the run of Taisei Kanenko. He just couldn't play the ball through. Declan Smith now profits. Moreton City Excelsior yet to really create an out-and-out chance. Potentially missing the chemistry of Zach Kierpal leading the line alongside Marquez Walters. Walters going to ground. He was a slim chance of retrieving that delivery as Oscar Dillon came across his line. Tom Fell saw nothing wrong with it. Here it is on the replay. And Josh Langdon had that secure, but no doubt Marquez Walters thought he'd ask the question. Taisei Kanenko winding up from distance, and Foster got a glove to it. He was allowed to settle on the ball, Taisei Kanenko. Nathan Foster with the outstretched glove forces the corner. Spent time in the Brisbane Royal Youth system, did Nathan Foster. And here's a delivery. Dillon got a boot to it. Certainly more of an aerial threat, Oscar Dillon. Scored last time these two met, but this time the ball falls to him on the boots and can't quite work the angle as Declan Smith to try and create some room. Here's Foster. Murray had no way out. And now Sayers Forced to wave his wand, and that's an audacious switch, but it pays off. Heads up play from Lockie Sayers. Now it's Quinn Jones. Walters can't maintain possession, and again Gold Coast Knights just hunt the ball back. Fernando Nash with the first time delivery. Taisei Kaneko, the intended target. You're right. Walters just had to wait on it. Now Damon Anderson wins the ball. Walters. Marquez trying to go alone. And Aaron Reardon foul. Damon Anderson doesn't think that was the right decision made by Tom Felt. Tom Felt just calling out Declan Smith. And also having a word to Lockie Sayers. And that perhaps is a warning to Moreton City Excelsior from this point on. This time, the visitors break up the attack. Anderson runs into a roadblock of Jaden Walker. And now the throw-in going against Moreton City Excelsior, so they haven't had the rub of the green to begin. And Tom Felt will issue a card. Not sure if it was for Lockie Sayers or Jordan Munch there. I guess is honestly as good as mine as Jordan Walker assumes the throw in. And Moreton City Excelsior almost coughing up possession. The free kick goes their way. Murai steps over halfway before retracting. Smith. It's a bullet-like ball. And Smith shielding off. Taisei Kaneko. Well, if I had $1 for every free kick blown inside this opening half an hour, there've been quite a few. both sets of players continue to push the boundary and just test Tom Felt. Holiday. Kojima. Marquez Walters! Pinpoint accurate as ever. The Golden Boot leader has another to his name. Off the back foot. It's one apiece in the top of the table clash. Well, it took 12 minutes to respond, but Moreton City Excelsior with their first shot of the match have their first goal, all thanks to their leading marksman in Marquez Walters. And how about that from Kojima? Tantalizing. Here's Murai. Kojima. Holiday. Just couldn't find the ball at his feet. Now it's Anderson. The Gold Coast Knights will sit on possession once more. Fernando Nash has already caused headaches. And the save from Nathan Foster from the Kojima follow-up. Shouts of a handball call. Tom Fell saw nothing wrong. Here it is unfolding again. Fernando Nash into the shoulder of Declan Smith. And then Foster standing tall. Goal has brought about a bit of swagger for Moreton City Excelsior. Holiday. Force wide. And Langdon accepts. Well, the Golden Boot Stakes find Marquez Walters ahead by 1. Of course, Wynnum Wolves will play later this weekend. They're up against Redlands United at Carmichael Park Sunday afternoon, kicking off at 4:15 p.m. And that's Luke Francis. That's his chance to reply. And it's a real dogfight at the moment. Ludwig coming through on Marquez Walters. No whistle ensuing. Deus. Martin. Nash. And Kojima has his shot take a deflection on the way through to Foster as he wastes no time in getting the ball rolling. Anderson has space to work with. Holiday. Holiday cutting in field. Dylan making the challenge. The Gold Coast Knights is the answer for all the questions thrown at them on that sequence. Walters got a boot involved. That would have been very similar to a goal he scored against Wynnum Wolves. In round 19 at Walter Park, it was a 6-3 victory to Moreton City Excelsior. And it was late in the game where Marquez Walters profited off a mistake at the back from Wynnum. Almost a copyright example here tonight as Walters just gets up a little ginger. Lassam falls to the deck. The physicality beginning to take a minor toll on both sets of players. So we count down towards the final 5 minutes of this first period. Kaneko has Hong defending him. And now Donnelly Fagan just sticks out the right boot. Hong couldn't pick out a teammate. Instead, it was Oscar Dillon. Walters. Sayers, a smooth mover in the midfield as Donnelly Fagan have been pulling the strings for Moreton City Excelsior. .50 ball was there to be won. It goes the way of Knights. Here's Much. Reardon. Lassam. Deus. Martin allowed to roam. And Fernando Nash had a ball goal bound there. Nathan Foster got low to the ground and collects it in the end, but my goodness. How it so easily could have been two for Gold Coast Knights. And hard to believe, but statistically, this season, an improvement on 2023 for Gold Coast Knights. After 19 rounds last year, they were sat on 41 points. After 19 rounds in 2024, they were 11 points higher, collecting 17 wins and only the one draw and one loss out of their 19 matches, 52 points to their name. And a goal difference of 35 after scoring 55 and only conceding 20. And the game in the balance as they push for the premiership. Nash. Fernando Nash comes away with it. He has a brace. And Gold Coast Knights hit the front. Well, determination, the definition of that goal. He wasn't going to let up and eventually found himself in a one-on-one situation with Nathan Foster to provide Gold Coast Knights second. just like that, out of absolutely nowhere, Gold Coast Knights lead. Moreton. It's Taisei Kanenko. Just a yard or two behind. Tyson Martin didn't have much room to work with. It worked out in the end. And Moreton City. Through Anderson. Walters. Anderson continuing his run. And the ball just won't behave. So Cameron Miller has a very important halftime chat coming up. Named Manager of the Month this July, along with Aaron Philp for the National Premier League's Queensland men's competition. They scored 15 and only conceded 4 out of their 3 wins in July. And he will hope to turn this ship around as the premiership is slipping moment by moment from Moreton City Excelsior's grasp. Donnelly Fagan rising. Murai bumped off. Smith. Anderson. Sayers hurried into a decision. He got away with it there. Now Donnelly Fagan promoting the ball forward. Here's Holiday. He was held by Shelford Deus. Donnelly Fagan. Anderson. Anderson strike, and why not? But Josh Langdon falling on the ball. And we'll try and kill a few seconds off this clock. It's a miscued clearance from Josh Langdon. So they have one more moment in this first half, Moreton City Excelsior. Sayers. Hong. Gold Coast Knights are 45 minutes away from back-to-back premierships. Moreton City Excelsior doing all they can to stay in the fight. It's first v second here on your Friday night at halftime. It is Gold Coast Knights 2, Moreton City Excelsior 1. We'll be back after these messages.
Matildas are on fire. But the Socceroos have the breakthrough.
How do I finish this time? One straight off.
Felton Industries is proud to be the official shelter and grandstands partner of Football Queensland. Felton offers a range of premium aluminium grandstands, from elite portable spectator seating to soccer team shelters for players and coaches. Give your fans the best view of the game with Felton's comfortable spectator seating. With sun-safe shelters or powder-coated in your team colours. Whatever your club needs, Felton has a high-quality, low-maintenance seating option to suit. We are the pioneers in Australian-made grandstands and team shelters. Contact Felton today on 1800 834 016 or visit felton.net.au.
Welcome back to the Croatian Sports Centre. It is Gold Coast Knights ahead over Moreton City Excelsior. This is the start of round 20 in the National Premier League's Queensland. And Gold Coast Knights are only 45 minutes away from the premiership. As Fernando Nash, straight off the restart, already has 2 to his name. Brad Inman out there now for Gold Coast Knights. And what a moment that would have been. What a start that would have been. As the first 45 minutes tossed up, 7 attempts to 4 in favour of the hosts. 5 of those shots on target for Gold Coast Knights. 4 from 4 on target from Moreton City Excelsior. Here we go again. It's Reece Quinn Jones with a shallow pass forward. Now it's Inman. Fernando Nash. The ball staying in play. And Tyson Martin tussling. Nathan Foster just clutching at that right hand. Wow, that's 2 warning shots fired from Gold Coast Knights to begin. Here's Joe Scott, a fresh set of legs. Joe Scott with an absolute bullet. It's 2 apiece at the Croatian Sports Centre. Well, what a shootout. To start. Gold Coast Knights with 2 chances. And Joe Scott with 1. Which makes Knights pay, as there's a problem with the net here. Perhaps a gap at the back. And that's what we may need fixed. So, I'm just waiting for the goal to be secure once again. What a blazing strike from Joe Scott. One of his first touches of the match, and he finds the bottom right corner. Certainly no questions about the goal. As we have an update, and yep, we got the tape out. Running repairs taking place as we just wait on the match to resume once more. These two from their last 12 meetings since 2019 have had some battles. Gold Coast Knights winning 7 of them, Moreton City Excelsior 2. And 3 draws in the process. So we're good to go once more. Oscar Dillon with a ball forward, and now it's Inman getting his chest puffed out and earning possession for Knights. Martin. Reardon. And it's Taisei Kanenko waiting on the drop. Declan Smith got in the road. Walker. Ludwig. And Walters on his tail. Ludwig sends him the wrong way. Fairbairn now shown from the Gold Coast Knights skipper. Reardon. Nash. Taisei Kaneko looking to turn it around the corner. Josh Hong trying to get tricky, playing it over the top. And they do get out of trouble there, Moreton City Excelsior, with the foul from Jaden Walker. Of course, tonight playing for the premiership. They finished first last season, Gold Coast Knights, by 10 points to be exact. Moreton Bay United finishing second. And that was their first ever premiership win. Their lowest finish was 6th back in 2021. And the only year Gold Coast Knights have missed the top 4 since their inception. Their first year brought 70 points. And they finished second, 4 points behind Lions, who were the premiers on that occasion. That was back in 2019. So a mixed bag for Gold Coast Knights, but they've risen to the top in recent years. Now it's Reardon. Here's Damon Anderson just touching it past Walker. Walters getting the better of Austin Ludwig. And Marquez Walters trying to shuffle it into the back of the net. Ben Holiday cleaning up. And just like that, Moreton City Excelsior hit the front. Well, what a blitzering beginning to this second half. A Joe Scott goal in the 47th minute, followed by Ben Holiday. And Cameron Miller talking about halftime speeches. Well, he's done his job at the break. The manager of the month for July has turned this match on its head, but now it's Gold Coast Knights who are offside as they were almost able to walk it in. Inman. Tyson Martin. Dayas just had the ball trapped under his foot momentarily. Lassen, Dayas. And now Walters free to run. It's Holiday, and Holiday's offside. And now Josh Langdon fighting for the ball. Austin Ludwig with the outstretched foot, just couldn't reach it. And a flag saved the day for Gold Coast Knights, as Tom Fell and Josh Langdon confirm each other's thoughts. Only 2 away games in their last 9 matches. Moreton City Excelsior have become very used to Walter Park. Their most recent away match was against the Lions at Luxury Paint Stadium. That was back in round 18. And they came away with a 2-1 win that night. Quite a strong performance from their behalf as Walker overshoots his delivery. And now Scott. Walters running downhill. It is Austin Ludwig arriving right on time. However, Walters has the ball back. Ben Holiday, it sits up for him. Moreton City Excelsior are on fire. There is no other way to put it. Ben Holiday now has a brace, and it is 4-2 to the visitors. And just like that, this game is being swiftly taken away by Moreton City Excelsior. Scott McDonald resorts to his bench, Xander Guy, to replace Philip Lassam. And there's no other way to put it other than this home crowd is absolutely stunned. Sam Knight also out there now too for Moreton City Excelsior. He replaced Damon Anderson. And Ma, another fresh set of legs for Moreton City. Scott. Reese Gwynn Jones. And if we get a finish anything like round 9, well, we are in for a bump up final half an hour. Don't go anywhere, folks. Gold Coast Knights have the artillery to fire back. That is without doubt. Here is Inman. Deus. Fernando Nash. Couldn't keep control. That's a better ball from Gwynn Jones. Holiday. Scott back for Holiday. And that one an easy take for Josh Langdon. Eight from 8 shots on target, Moreton City Excelsior. And they've produced 4 from it. 2 to Holiday, 1 to Joe Scott. And the opener went the way of Marquez Walters. As we see another infringement, this time from Lockie Sayers. Two former Brisbane City teammates, Tyson Martin and Lockie Sayers. Walker gets a second chance at things. Here's Xander Guy. Inman. Oh my! Aaron Reardon, or rather Fernando Nash, had the opportunity. Nathan Foster caught in no man's land. And it's hands on heads for all Gold Coast Knights supporters as they watch from the balcony. Inman's delivery, punched away. Dylan squaring it back, Xander Guy. And then the ricochet, just missing the cage. They're going to need a bit of luck perhaps, Gold Coast Knights. It almost came in the form of a deflection on goal. Inman looking for a better one. Dylan flying through. Now Joe Scott, it did touch the arm. And Tom Fell spotted that from his angle. As we pull out the magnifying glass, one chance, two chance, perhaps Tom Felt made the right call. And so Taisei Kaneko will stand over this free kick. They pose so much threat, Gold Coast Knights do, from set pieces. And back in their round 9 match, Gold Coast Knights scored all 3 goals from set pieces, 2 free kicks and 1 corner. Xander Guy, Austin Ludwig, Tyson Martin, Oscar Dillon, all forward. It's floated up. The goal is open. Fernando Nash trying to create a shot. And he did get the strike away. But it will result in a Moreton City Excelsior goal kick. Tyson Martin was perhaps all that denied. Gold Coast Knights third, judging from that replay. And they've certainly picked up the tempo, the hosts. Tom Fell left with no decision on that occasion. And Gold Coast Knights have, coming into this one, had the equal first best defence, tied with Moreton City Excelsior and Lions FC on 20 goals conceded. The second best attack in the league too, only behind Lions by 2 goals in that category. And they've only dropped 5 points all year. But tonight, an important 3 points. 3 points that would provide the premiership. A draw would provide the premiership for Gold Coast Knights. But at the moment, it's Moreton City Excelsior who want to take things to the wire in the league. And their second half performance proving that. Brad Inman offside, he knew it. Xander Guy providing the ball forward. Returns after a long stint out in the Kappa Pro Series semi-final against Lions. And signed with Gold Coast Knights from Avondale United, who were NPL 1 premiers and champions in 2023, where Xander Guy contributed 10 goals and 4 assists last season. He scored the opening goal of the National Premier League's Queensland against Wynnum Wolves all the way back in round 1. And now trusted with the job from Scott McDonald to hopefully pull Gold Coast Knights out of trouble. Fernando Nash. Corner Knights. In goes the delivery. Taisei Kanenko. Fernando Nash on the follow-up. And it's off the woodwork. Well, Nathan Foster take a bow. He was hidden behind a wall of bodies. Those pictures say it all. And Nathan Foster comes up big for Moreton City Excelsior. Spent time at Marconi Stallions in the National Premier League's New South Wales before returning to Moreton City Excelsior. Now it's Tyson Martin away for Shelford Deas. They're creating opportunities, Gold Coast Knights, and they will not die wondering. There's so much time still left to be played. Kanenko. Nash. At the back post, it's there, the guy. And he was good enough to get boot to ball. Here it is once more. Tatsu Kojima with the defensive effort as Fernando Nash cuts in field, trying to find Taisei Kanenko. And it was an all-out ambush from Moreton City Excelsior to start the second half. Joe Scott in the 47th, Ben Holiday in the 53rd, followed up by a 56th minute Ben Holiday strike to turn a 2-1 halftime lead into 4-2. Once more, the yellow card coming out tonight. Aaron Reardon receiving the card. Now, Katatsu Kojima off. Nick Bernardi will see out the remainder of this match. Seventh season with Moreton City Excelsior, Nick Bernardi. And out there to try and see home this lead as Ludwig picks up Langdon. Deas. It's a lovely floated ball forward. Jaden Walker thought about hitting it. Instead, squared it for Tyson Martin. And Ludwig, so much control in that challenge. Now it's Tyson Martin. Tyson Martin. The oohs and the ahs reverberate around Croatian Sports Centre. Inman. Martin it is again now. Walker. They set up shop inside Moreton City's half. Nash. Reardon. Sam Knight earns the ball back from Moreton City Excelsior. Holiday can't keep it though. This is a taste for what's to come in a few weeks' time when the final series arrives. We are in for a mammoth month of football. These two played out last year's grand final, of course. Max Brown, the difference, as Gold Coast Knights walked away 1-0 winners. His strike in the 29th minute was all Knights needed to see home the deal at Suncorp Stadium. And since then, they've had the wood over. Moreton City, and Moreton Bay, as it was formerly known. Ma. Holiday. Another Moreton City goal will certainly spell trouble for Knights. Inman. Nash. Kaneko. Colliding with Gwyn Jones. Here's Tyson Martin as they look to reload Gold Coast Knights. Deus. Or rather, it's Xander Guy. Out on that edge. For Deus, replaced by Trent Millard, and Taisei Kanenko will welcome Emilio Martinez onto the field. A fantastic shift from Taisei Kanenko, and he hands the reins over to Gold Coast Knights number 8. Missed 5 games after injury against Lions and returned in the Brisbane City win back in round 19, so a few games under his belt now. Emilio Martinez. And Trent Millard, a very solid customer for Gold Coast Knights, who will slot in the back line. Scott. Sayers likes what he sees and opens up the field of players. They attack down this right channel. Guy. Reardon. 15 minutes to go. Jaden Walker. Fernando Nash. He's had the touch tonight, scored both of Gold Coast Knights' goals. Millard. Here's Will Edmondson with his first touch tonight. Joe Scott parked up against the sideline. And Aaron Reardon feeling the effects of the contact. Both players going for the ball. Joe Scott perhaps just claiming Aaron Reardon a little high. We will have another pause in play. As for the other matches to take on round 20, it is the one and only game tomorrow. Rochdale Rovers against Sunshine Coast Wanderers at Underwood Park. And then it is a special Sunday. 4 p.m. sees Penn Power take on Brisbane City at AJ Kelly Park. Wynnum Wolves Redlands at Carmichael Park. 15 minutes after 4 o'clock. Then 4:30, it is Olympic and the Brisbane Roar to do battle at Goodwin Park. Brisbane Roar Youth, of course. And then Sunday, 5 p.m, Lions Gold Coast United at Luxury Paints Stadium. So that is what is to come across the weekend. And if this game sets the tone, well, goals will be a certainty. So too entertainment in round 20 of the National Premier League's Queensland. This time Fernando Nash just runs out of room. So Gold Coast Knights seeking a third goal to put the pressure on Moreton City Excelsior. All they need is 2. A draw will do it for them. They can secure the premiership tonight with 1 point. Moreton City Excelsior must win to stay alive. Another replacement made by Scott McDonald. Scott. And Nick Bernardi fouled again, so Moreton City Excelsior will take their time. They are in control at the moment. They take it short. Here's Mark. Holiday. Edmondson. Reese Gwynn-Jones. It's going to be Gwynn-Jones. And Josh Langton parries it away to his right. Not a position he finds himself in too often, Reese Gwynn-Jones. He scored midweek against Campbelltown City, looking to back it up with another goal. Yet to score in the league this season. And he'll stay forward for this corner. Reese Gwynn-Jones. Oh, yes! Moreton City Excelsior. Have they caused the upset? 4 goals to 2 with 10 to go. The celebration from Reese Gwynn-Jones says it all. That's his first goal in the league, Reece Quinn Jones. The route to the premiership for Gold Coast Knights took a similar twist last year. They played Lions here at home, and if they won that match, they would have taken home the trophy, but they ended up drawing 1-1 against Lions, and they had to wait a week where they defeated Olympic back here at the Croatian Sports Centre to secure the premiership in round 21 of 22. It was 4-2 in favour of Knights. And again, it looks to be a similar tale in 2024. Can Gold Coast Knights find a way through? Moreton City, hold on. Tyson Martin picking up space ahead of him. Beckwith. Again, Fernando Nash, the option. And this time his touch lets him down. Ludwig. Dylan. The two anchoring at the moment. Guy. Trent Millard. Here's Oscar Dylan. Picks out his centre half partner in Ludwig. Austin Ludwig. Lined it up. Just didn't grab all of it. There's no one forward for Gold Coast Knights to contest. Inman arrives, so too Nash, but Moreton City played out through Sam Knight. Another clearance from Gwyn Jones. Martin. Martinez. Beckwith. Nash overshoots his delivery a touch. Xander Guy did well to make contact. Now Millard. Guy. Wrestling for every inch, but it's Moreton City who come away with it. Martin. Reardon. Martinez. Xander Guy. Back-to-back shots and both blocked. Now Walters running at some tired Gold Coast Knights defence. Beckwith tracking down the ball, and the last touch coming off Luke Beckwith. I think it will be a goal kick. As Declan Smith hasn't moved since his conflict with Xander Guy. Nick Bernardi and Tyson Martin sharing a few words. Declan Smith is back to his feet, and the captain certainly taking a few seconds off the clock, helping Moreton City Excelsior's cause. And he's okay once more, so no doubt that'll be added on at the end of this 90, which only has minutes remaining. Foster finds airtime. Emilio Martinez spotted the run of Beckwith, instead jumps inside. Strong from Xander Guy. The pass eluding Beckwith. Trent Millard in a hurry to get the ball back in play. Dylan Millard. Moreton City Excelsior happy to sit off and just transfer from sideline to sideline for the moment as they look to manage this game home. Sayers, Scott, Edmonston. It falls for Scott. Free kick, Moreton City Excelsior. So coming up for the visitors, they will face Peninsula Power in round 21 at Walter Park. Then it's the Gold Coast United match at Complex, which is their game in hand. And then to finish out the regular season, it'll be Rochedale Rovers at Underwood Park. They also have the Kappa Queensland Cup final to look forward to against Lions. And whoever they draw in the Australia Cup round of 16 plus finals awaits Moreton City Excelsior. And for Gold Coast Knights, well, they're off to Redlands next weekend before they face Lions in round 22, the final round of the National Premier League's Queensland. That will be here at home.
Get another one here, boys.
And tonight, the margin from 10 between City and Knights at the top of the table will be cut to 7. And with a little bit of luck, Moreton City Excelsior will make the premiership push. Gold Coast Knights will just have to wait. Certainly not how they drew tonight up, Gold Coast Knights. It was a fantastic start. Fernando Nash had the opener, and then he scored a second in the 43rd minute to take Gold Coast Knights ahead into the break. Scott once more. This time just putting it over the top. He brought a lot of energy and life to this Moreton City Excelsior outfit once he came on in the second half. And provided a much-needed spark, as here he is again, winning the ball back for Moreton City and then earning the foul. Reardon, Millard, Guy, Xander, Guy's delivery. Emilio Martinez had it fall into his lap. It's still alive for Gold Coast Knights. Nick Bernardi clears. And that probably sums up Gold Coast Knights night. The chance was there. They just couldn't take it. Oscar Dillon launches it forward, Reardon. Now Inman. Fernando Nash can't get on the end of it. And Declan Smith only had one thought in his mind. It really was a superior turnaround from Moreton City Excelsior. The run of play in the first half favoured Gold Coast Knights. The visitors blew the hosts off the park in the second 45. Foster, a brave effort, and he will pick it up. A very composed Reece Gwynn Jones, suggesting the move from Nathan Foster. As we're into our 5th minute of added time. Advantage played. Scott thought about taking it on. Sam Knight, Edmonston, Walters. It was a little too high. And Joe Scott going into the book. He has a wry smile. Xander Guy shrugging away from Holiday. Bernardi got a head on it. Sayers pulls out. Martinez. Ma. And Ma bursts forward. Walters will take it towards the corner. And Moreton City Excelsior keep their premiership pursuit a possibility, albeit a mathematical one. They just took the game away in the second half as full time is here. Gold Coast Knights 2, Moreton City Excelsior 5. The premiership is still alive.